If I had to describe Planetfall, I'd say imagine Civilization but with a lot more depth, mainly around the combat side of things. Speaking of combat, on this playthrough I found this tier 3 laser rifle really early on. It can attack 3 times and pierces through enemies in a line. And with the perk I chose for my hero, if I kill a unit, I'm able to attack again, allowing for some insane damage output. That perk also makes it easier to research weapon text to mod out my hero's gun, making him an absolute beast. Huge shout out to Paradox for sponsoring this video, and if you guys are interested, click the link in the description to check the game out for yourselves. So we're gonna be doing the first human campaign on hard. Currently we have 0 perk points, but if we go for a data repository, we lose a larger starting army, so we lose a couple units at the start, but we can also choose Kleptomaniac, which gives us another perk point. The reason why is because it does have negative effects, like you take 10 energy from your empire each turn, but you can steal a random item at the start, and we start with a really nice tier 3 item. Also now we have 2 perk points, and so we can go for martial tradition. It makes weapon research cheaper. Basically this is like gun mods and stuff that we can apply to our units and our hero, and when our commander kills a unit, they regain all action points so they can shoot again. I think this is gonna be a really cool perk, and it's gonna lead to us having a really beastly hero. I restarted a few times till I got a tier 3 item. This tactical AED assistance pretty cool. It allows us to revive a biological or cyborg unit with 50% of their HP, and it gives 10 HP to whoever's using it. These troopers are mechanical and you can lose them in a battle, so being able to revive is really strong if we just accidentally lose a unit. We're gonna give this item to our other hero though, as her purpose is more of like the support, and she has to be closer to use her attacks, so the 10 HP will help with that. At the very start we have 2 Vanguard Owl units in our party, and we're gonna use them to scout. We're gonna use this one to go pick up this Imperial production stash, which contained a colony upgrade, Central Replicator Factory. Doing that puts us building the Central Replicator Factory at Ortonville, which gives us plus 15 production. I don't think we want that though, because we can only build 1 central structure, and if we build the central biofarm, that gives us 15 food, which we only have 29 food per turn right now, and 80 production. It seems like we would want to have a resource that we're not getting that much of, like food, and food is actually really good. It allows us to build colonists quicker, and we need colonists to expand our territory. So I think we're just gonna use... Oh, and actually since I started building the biofarm, the item changed. This is actually much better because we could actually get a tier 3 weapon right now, the piercing bow, or we could go for a lightning sniper, which is a tier 2 weapon. I feel like I'd rather have the sniper if it was a tier 3 weapon, because like the piercing bow only has 5 range, but it does have 13 damage and it's repeating, and so I think it can fire like 3 times, and we'll give that to Snipey McSniperson, and he won't be sniping right now. The piercing bow does only have 5 range versus the sniper's 9. We'll send our second owl unit over to this pile of whatever over here, and I don't think there's any units on it. Yeah, there's not. Cool. That revealed this dwelling, so it didn't actually give us anything. And we'll have this owl unit meet back up with this army. The cool thing about these owls is that they're flying, and so they can just fly over terrain like rivers, mountains, and stuff, which normally ground units would take a while to walk over. The owl units do not care, so they're great scouts. All right, so we'll rejoin these armies and we'll attack this port. We have an attacker power of 805 and they have a defender power of 390. We can auto combat this, and yeah, we won't lose any units. Just our owl unit lost some HP. And we actually found this Scorcher Rifle, which is another tier 3 weapon, and it's repeating as well. The question now is, do we want to use the piercing bow, or do we want to use the Scorcher Rifle? Scorcher Rifle does 14 damage, does not bypass armor, but after hitting an enemy, the shot passes through the target and hits any unit in a 3 hex line. I want to try the Scorcher Rifle, and the main reason why is because we started with the tech for allowing us to make the incinerator module, which we can only apply to laser weapons. This gives the gun 10% more damage and has a chance to set units on fire, which it already has, but I'm hoping the chance stacks. And we can't do anything with the piercing bow right now. We could give it to this girl, but she would lose her Imperial APC. She also has nothing invested into range damage. She has a piloting skill and more vitality for more HP. But we can try to give her the piercing bow. I mean, it is a tier 3 weapon, so maybe she doesn't need any range damage upgrades or anything. We'll just try rolling the dual weapon setup for now, and we're gonna head over to the Sector 43B. We also picked up this pug unit from the quest, and the cool thing about this pug is that it starts with 3 modifications. It gives morale to nearby units, this gives us some extra armor, and this makes it harder to hit and gives us some more armor. So this thing's pretty tanky. Next, we're gonna move this pug unit into position next to Sector 43B. We'll move this army up and we'll combine this owl into this army again. And we're gonna attack this sector. We could start peaceful relations with them and we can do quests for them and stuff, but we're gonna attack them because they've settled in a really nice area and we want it for ourselves. We do lose 100 reputation for doing this, so other factions are gonna be upset about that, but that's okay. We have 1165 attacker power and they have 750 defender power. I'm pretty sure if we do auto combat here, we'll lose a unit. Okay, actually save. Let's just see out of curiosity if we would have lost a unit. and it looks like we just lose our owl unit, but we can do better than that. I said we can do better than that, but we can also do worse than that. These units are fairly strong, so we're just gonna play pretty passively. First thing we're gonna do is move our secondary army over to rejoin our main army, and there is 2 major cover points up here which provide cover from all angles. We're gonna move our commander up here, and we're actually just gonna have him set Overwatch. Our main commander can do Overwatch, and these 3 troopers can as well, which basically just means that next turn if an enemy gets in their range, they will automatically shoot at them. This girl is using the piercing bow, and with that weapon you cannot go into Overwatch, so she's just going to chill in defense mode, which makes her even harder for the enemy to hit while we wait for the enemy to make their move. They grenaded and it staggered our commander. She loses 1 movement point, and so it makes it so her piercing bow attack will only fire twice. This thing ignores cover and unit penalties, which I'm thinking that's why we have such a high chance to hit here, because these units are in cover. It seems like we shouldn't have a 75% chance to hit them. We can also bring our owl unit over here, and we can have it laser this thing, and that will give us a higher chance to hit it by 30%, so we now have a 95% chance to hit it. And if this girl was not staggered, she would one-shot this thing. Next, I think we're just going to finish off this unit. 75% chance for 2 attacks to hit, only 1 enemy needs to hit, so chances are, yep.
Enemy annihilated.
Since we finished off that unit with our hero, it reset his attack points, so we could attack again if we wanted to, but actually what we'll do is we'll move back into cover. That unit they attacked us with actually knocked us out of cover. I think it had a special attack that can do that, so we'll move back into cover and we'll set up Overwatch yet again. Or we could actually attack for a 65% chance to finish this thing off. I think we'll do it because if they do move into cover, we'll have a less chance to hit. So let's do that. Oh yeah, we got him.
Enemy eliminated.
And actually with our research, I forgot we can do a laser strike, which would do really good damage to this guy, or we could finish this guy off.
Why are we still here? Just enemy eliminated.
What's the burning? Is that from the laser strike? Okay, everyone's burning now. Maybe I should not have done that. Oh, it's the geothermal instability. Every 2 turns, the battlefield surges with geothermal heat, dealing 8 damage to all units, and causes burning to non-ethereal and non-mineral units. Okay, that's why it happened. And yes, we finished them off. We didn't lose any units. We did take a lot of damage though, which I believe heals if you're in your own territory. And we got this tactical repair rig, which does a heal that can be used once per battle. It's a tier 1 defense mod, and it also gives +1 armor. Okay, that's cool. And we'll just give it to Sniping McSniperson. It gives him +1 armor, so that's nice. And before we end turn, we did just get another colonist at Ortonville due to our decent food production, and so we're going to annex this port 6. I think at the start of the game you should always annex the port first because it gives you huge bonuses like 60 production and 30 energy. So our random skill perk that we chose at the start of the game gave us heavy lasers applications, which unlocked a laser strike that we use in the battle, and it gave us the laser gun mod that we're currently using on our commander. If we research photon acceleration, it unlocks the next tier of laser gun mod that does more damage. However, that's going to take 13 turns, and so first we're going to go for subjugation ordnance, which unlocks a different type of weapon gun mod which can be applied to all of our troopers, so we're going to research that. Oh, and with the random text we actually got a tier 3 tech, environmental conditioning, which colonies with the river going through their domain generate 10 food income. And so yeah, Ortonville is actually getting an insane amount of food per turn now, 65 food per turn, because it does have a river going through it. Wait, is it getting 20 from environmental conditioning? Because I guess it adds the port's territory as well. So that tech is giving us 20 food per turn. That was like probably the best tech we could have got at the start. So we took out sector 43B, and we've been moving northeast towards Chain Gang's Exploits Corp, which is currently owned by Michael Valentine. We have a quest to either defeat him or make an alliance with him, but making an alliance this early is really difficult, and I guess just by trespassing into his territory, he's declaring war on us, which is good because if we just straight up attacked him, we would lose diplomatic relations with other factions. And to start off this war, we're going to attack his mining facility, which only has a defender power of 280. We should be able to auto combat this without losing anything, and we were able to take them out without losing too much HP. And it looks like we can catch out one of Michael's units, although we don't have enough movement points actually. Can we do it with our owl unit? Oh, we actually can. Okay, cool. They only have a defender power of 395 versus our 1214. I don't feel like we need to fight this on the field. We lose a trooper in auto combat. Okay, we'll just fight this on the field. And we'll finish them off with a nice little laser strike.
Enemy eliminated.
These purifiers are really solid units, but we just outnumbered them too hard. And we're now moving on Michael's capital, which he does currently have an army here. And Michael Valentine himself is here, so we'll be fighting him on the field. We have an attack power of 1100 versus his defender power of 590. And it looks like Michael might be donezo here. Oh. Ow, Michael. That hurt, bro. The commander's currently targeted, so he's easier for the enemy to hit. We're just going to pull him back a bit this turn. And we're also going to drop a shredder bomb right on Michael's face. which did stagger 2 of his units, but Michael's unfazed. Oh, Michael, you done goofed. Wow. Well, I feel bad about doing this, Michael, but you leave me no choice. We're going to target him. We're going to plop a grenade on him. And even though that didn't stagger him, it did stagger the unit behind him. We'll give him a fat laser to the face. And can we finish off little Michael? It looks like poor Michael is done for. Never mind, actually, we just killed his vehicle. We can't finish off Michael, but I think we can finish off this unit. Oh, we actually could finish off Michael with our pug. Wait, can we still? With a shredder bomb? And our pug unit, I think we can finish him.
Enemy commander down.
Yep, there goes Michael. And Michael Valentine is now dead. Given their differences, the commander is not exactly devastated by the news, but I kind of am. It's really too bad what had to happen to Michael. He wouldn't make an alliance with us, so we had to finish him off. And so now we have 2 different colonies, Keville and Ortonville. I will say we did have an edge on Michael because we did have this Port 6, which was giving us a lot of production, whereas all he had was Chain Gang's Exploit Corps, which was giving him much less. The commander's got 10 skill points, and we're going to give him steady aim. Attacks with ranged weapons are 15% more accurate when fired from cover, which for the most part you always want to be in cover, so that's basically just 15% more accuracy. And we'll do void bullets. The hero's range attacks ignore 50% of the penalties from cover and units in the way. I'm not sure exactly what the penalties are, but I'm assuming that would be good for only 2 points as well. And we'll give him Deadeye 2, 5% more accuracy and crit chance. From finishing off Michael, we got this Vanguard Walker unit, which has 60 HP. We're going to give it some better ammo, and we'll have it head over to our main army, which is going to be heading to Ruby Elysium Park because we have a quest to explore it. Dayu Jiang is dead. They found her night camp harried and with her charred remains still smoldering within the embers of Pyrex fire. So we lost our other hero. And we lost her vehicle, as well as the tier 3 mod we gave her. Well, that's going to make things a bit more difficult, because with her repair drone in the army, we were taking like no damage in battles. Alright, well we finally made it to Ruby Elysium Park, and we're going to first investigate it. Okay, I don't think anything happened. We'll enter it. And holy crap, they have a defender power of 310. Okay, we're going to hold off on that one for now. At least until we get our walker unit over here. We got electromagnetic utilization researched, which unlocks this gun mod, Rail Accelerators. This gives 10% increased damage on all abilities and improves accuracy by 10% and adds +1 range. And so Snipey's looking more and more like a proper sniper. I can also give the Rail Accelerators to this walker unit, and I can also give them these trooper units. We are completely out of Cosmite though, so I can't upgrade their ammo, but we are getting 5 per turn. So we finally got our walker unit over here, and a Marauder engaged our forces, which was kind of dumb of them because they only have an attack power of 480. We don't want to lose any HP here though, because we can't really regenerate it. Our pug does have 1 heal, but it can only be used once per battle. This walker unit's Gatling gun has quite a bit of range. It's not very accurate from this far away. Let's drop a blur cloud on this guy, and we'll have him laser this thing. Crit. Very nice, and we get a reset. I think the play here is just to finish this thing off with a shredder bomb. Just because that's one thing less that can attack next turn. Yeah, hit our turret. I'm down for that. This guy's got a smoke cloud and he's in cover. So that was not going to work. And I forgot to heal, but we actually gained all of our HP back at the end there, which is good because now with our walker unit here, we're going to enter Ruby Elysium Park. Our attacker power is 1272 and their defender power is 1310, so we're pretty even here. The thing about this battle is it's going to suck if we lose any of our units. Like for example, our troopers are all level 3 and I invested 2 things of ammo into both of them. This pug's a special pug, and I really do not want to lose the walker unit, which has insane range, 9 range, but you can't move before firing it. If we shoot it here, it's going to hit 3 of their units. And it staggered 2 of the weaker ones. The only thing we got to worry about is the enemy has 2 walker units of their own, and so they're going to be able to use that attack as well. So we got to split up pretty hard here. And this unit actually doesn't have the range to use it next turn. This one does though, if they fire it like right here or here. Okay, never mind. They actually were able to hit us with their missile. Oh, they got a crit. Really? And flanked. Our pug unit has this ability resupply charge, and we can use that to reset our walker's cooldowns. And we're going to use that to dump another missile on these guys. which did stagger their walker, and he can't use his strike missile next turn. We're gonna see if we can finish him off here. I don't think we can finish him off, but 75% chance to do a lot of damage to him. Oh, we got the crit.
Enemy down.
Well, that was a very advantageous time to crit, and we can actually move again for a pretty good chance to finish off both these units. Okay, that was really good RNG there, because not only did we finish off their walker, which we shouldn't have been able to do, those two units could have attacked next turn, but now they can't. Before we end turn, we're going to drop a shredder bomb on 2 of their units, and doing that staggered one of them. And that thing just made another unit. Oh yeah, move your walker up. Wow, that wasn't actually that painful. Let's see how much damage we can do to this walker this turn. Move this trooper up as well. Can we finish it off with our walker? 45% chance per shot to hit, and we're gonna fire 3 times, but we only need to hit 2. Come on, 2 hit. Missed the first one. Hit the second one though, come on, third one. Ooh, nice. That was clutch because their walker had their missile attack up next turn. Although now that I think about it, we're gonna get a reset here, I think.
Enemy killed.
Yeah, so we actually got a reset on our commander, so we could have finished off the walker after doing that. And we can actually flank this guy. He's facing the wrong way. Oh my god, he crit with his AoE attack. That attack crit on this trooper and almost one-shot him. It did 42 damage. And on this guy, it didn't crit, but it did 32 damage. That was his Wrath of the Old Machines, and I think it can only be used once per battle. Alright, well, you're done for, buddy.
Enemy down.
Our walker got a rank up, and so did our pug, and we didn't lose any units, which was quite surprising because they were really strong. And we got a tier 4 weapon, the Mephitis. It has 7 range and 14 damage, which is decent because it is repeating, and also has armor melt, which destroys 1 armor per hit. Also, whoever uses it cannot be affected by biochemical status, so that's a pretty cool weapon. We'll definitely take it. That's our first tier 4 weapon, and after taking over the park, we can annex it, which is going to give Kevil an insane amount of food. 60 food and 30 happiness. So with high happiness, random events can spawn like happiness event food. The colony's food income is increased by 100% this turn, and after annexing the Ruby Elysium Park, Kevil is getting 394 food this turn, plus 199 for the event, and this can produce multiple colonists per turn. Right now it costs 173 for a colonist, so the population of Kevil I think will go up by 2 next turn. And yeah, the Elysium Parks gives them an insane amount of happiness, 30 happiness. Without that, they'd only be gaining 3 per turn. And we got a hero offer to join us. Jonathan Vegas wants to join us. He has a tier 2 weapon, Inferno Fist. This guy could be good as like a tank, but the problem is we have no way to heal him up, so I feel like we want more of a longer range hero. Also, we did just pick up that tier 4 weapon, and this guy probably can't use it that well, so we're just going to request another hero, and if we do that, a new one will appear in 2 turns. So after taking the Ruby Elysium Park, we headed down to this Molten Earth Arsenal where we have another quest. Alright, so we're going to enter the Molten Earth Arsenal, which is going to upset Cena of House Timur, as they do have a claim on the sector, but we want it for ourselves. And they have a defender power of 1218 versus our 1300. This is gonna be another really difficult battle. Phoenix Vault Purification Protocols. Every 1 turn, the Vault's Purification Protocols initialize, choosing 2 random hostile targets, dispersing Pyrex gas to those and adjacent hexes. Biological and cyborg ground units that are caught in the cloud deal 30 damage with massive impact. So I think there's gonna be a mechanic where like a cloud will spawn on the ground, and I think we can move out of it. It only says biological and cyborg units though, so I think our walker unit should be okay. In fact, maybe what we should have done is just enter this place with only mechanical units. So they got this tank that does a wide force blast, but it doesn't have much range. This attack only has 5 range too, so we got to stay just kind of out of range of this tank if we can. And then this thing has Firestorm, which has no range. And this thing only has 1 range. This attack only has 1 range too, so we just gotta stay away from the tank and this Phoenix Walker. So they gave all our troopers electrified ammo, and that does pretty decent damage to mechanical units. And like for example, if we move this trooper all the way up here, you can do decent damage to their walker. Like, it's really tanky, but it's got 6 armor, so the fact that we're doing 7 damage per hit is pretty good. And we electrified it first shot, which means it will take damage over time. Alright, so first things first, they got most of their units on the right, so we're gonna focus this engineer with our hero and this guy. These guys should be pretty safe next round. I don't think the enemy has really any units that can get to them. I can't say the same for this trooper though, as we're gonna move him up and we're gonna have him focus this walker unit. This is why electric ammo is good, because it actually does pretty good damage to mechanical units. And it electrified him, so it's gonna do damage over time. We're going to play Mist, and they destroyed all of their cover that they had. This round we'll have free reign on hitting pretty much wherever we want, and we can actually pierce through this walker unit. The question is, do we want to have the hero just tank the walker next turn? As it will be able to walk up to us, and it only has a 50% chance to hit us because we do have a smoke cloud on the hero. Actually, a better play is we focus this purifier, and hopefully we hit it. 50% chance per shot, 3 shots. Graze the first one. Raise the second one. Just 1 hit. Okay, good. That was actually not too bad. Surprised we got so many grazes, but all 3 could have just straight up missed. Now we need 2 of these to hit, and if we do, we'll get a reset, which I mean 63%. 2 of them should hit, right? Graze. Oh no. Oh,
Enemy
all
kill.
3 of them hit. Okay, that was pretty lucky, because now we can actually pierce this walker, and we can hit this assault bike behind it for some pretty decent damage. And then we'll move our walker up and have it go to town on their walker. We could actually move our pug up and give our hero some cover. It's really tanky. It's got 4 armor and it's 20% harder to hit. I like the idea of just having it move forward and I think blocking off this walker. Like, I don't think it can walk through the pug. Hopefully they just don't somehow kill it next turn though. Which, like, yeah, it can do not that much damage to the pug, assuming it does use its fist attack. We could just have the pug go defense mode. Let's just do that because the laser only does 4 damage. It's not worth it. And this trooper needs to run because he's currently on fire, and these purifiers have a thermal targeting relay, which gives them 10% more accuracy and 20% more damage against burning or immolated targets. And we'll also drop a shredder bomb on this thing just so we can stagger it, make it bleed, and now it can't launch plasma bombs anymore, at least not next turn. Pray for the pug though. Hope they use repair on that bike. That was a lot of healing. 30 HP. They're not gonna go for the pug. Oh no. 15 damage and staggered on that trooper unit. And they're firing at the pug. Yeah, please fire at the pug. We can hardcore flank this thing. Really good chance to flank it, and that's huge damage. Or we could actually kill both these guys maybe? Wait, we could get a reset here. 95% chance. It grazed? You're kidding me, it actually grazed? Well, on the bright side, we can actually flank their walker with our walker still. So we're gonna do that. Watch it graze again. Like, I don't know what the chance to graze is, but it can't be that high. 80% chance for 3 shots that will almost kill it. Yep, it's gonna be dead here. This trooper way back here can actually move forward and finish it off.
Enemy down.
And then this trooper can finish off this bike.
Enemy down.
And then our pug, can he finish off this engineer? Maybe. It's a yellow, so it's 50% chance.
Enemy neutralized.
I'll take that RNG. Like, we started off kind of bad with that graze, which I'm guessing it has like a 10% chance to graze or something. But usually I'd never see attacks graze when there's a 95% chance to hit. And we can kill this unit. And a crit. Okay, wait, did I say we were getting bad RNG? Yeah, I take that back. We're getting pretty decent RNG at this point. Another crit. Let's move this trooper forward, and I don't care about this tank. Like, we'll face tank the tank, and we're gonna flank it for big damage. And we electrified it. We're gonna flank it with our pug. Big 5 damage flank. Can we actually kill it this time? Oh, big damage coming in. We only need to hit 2 90%. Watch them all graze or something. And GG. I fought that a few times and it was really hard until I used electric ammo. So I guess if people are struggling on that one, I would say use the electric ammo because it completely shreds their Phoenix Walker and their tank. And their assault bike as well. Explosive ammo does literally nothing to the assault bike because it's modded up to where it reduces damage done by explosive ammo. And we got this Phoenix Breath weapon, which is melee, and I don't really want a melee weapon because we don't have a melee hero, so we're just gonna sell it. And that gave us a bunch of energy. We're almost at 1k, and then once we do get 1k, we can finish a quest. So I had this quest line to save an agent, and then I sent her back to the Molten Earth Arsenal, and that caused one of the other factions to leave. There's just green left now, and we can actually take on one of his main armies right here. Hui Zhang has 8 units over here, and we have an attacker power of 2244 while they have a defender power of 1276. Can we auto combat this? There's no way though, right? We lose one incendiary trooper, which isn't all that bad considering we might be able to just auto combat our way through the rest of his territory. So I'm pretty sure Tier Bear is Huijiang's last territory, and he's just been kind of holding out, building up 2 armies. As much as I would like to say that he's gonna have a chance and we're gonna have to fight an epic battle here, I just have more colonies making units, and so we have 4 armies over here. Not full armies, but almost 4 full armies. And that brings us up to an attacker power of 3800 versus their 2300. It would be fun to fight this on the field as I have modded out a lot of our units, but I want to get this video over with so I can start the next campaign. So we're just going to auto combat this because you guys already know we're going to win. We outnumber them 2-1. And Huijiang is dead.
A victor stands proud upon the ruins of his enemies. You subjugated this world through force, as the empires of the past did. When the dust settles, you will discover whether your cause was just, or if you merely fanned the flames of entropy.
And there we go, conquest victory by turn 43, which if I were to do that over again, I would go way quicker. Like, I didn't realize that I pretty much could have steamrolled over green if I was just a bit more aggressive, and I probably could have won like 10 turns earlier. I think in the next campaign, I'll be a lot more aggressive. That's getting this video. If you guys did like it, then drop a like. Also remember, if you guys are going to buy the game, then do it by clicking my link below, which mainly just shows Paradox that you came from my video. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.